Pat, welcome to WDIY.
Great to be here with you.
We're really excited about the show at Tuesday at Steel Stacks in the new Arts Quest venue, Music Fest Cafe. What brought about the Unity Band project, working with renowned saxophonist Chris Potter? At times, for me, the recording has the feel of 80-81, and Potter's playing recalls that of the late Michael Brecker.
This project has been great. It's, really kind of odd even for me to think about all the years that have gone by where I've really only done a couple records like this. By that I mean, the sort of class horn player plus a rhythm section kind of thing. And yet I played so much in that setting. And yeah, it's been like 30 years in between 80-81 and this one. And I really do have to say a lot of my reason for wanting to do this is just simply about Chris Potter himself. I mean, he's such an exceptional musician and really somebody who I've wanted to work with for a long time. And he somehow seemed to be the inspiration for me to organize this whole thing and write all this music. And we've just finished doing 30 concerts in Europe, and man, it's just been unbelievable. It's an incredible group. Chris is just absolutely stunning, and the rhythm section plays perfectly together, and it's just a blast. We're very excited that we're going to get the chance to come and visit you guys there.
The Lehigh Valley in Bethlehem in particular has been pretty good fans for you. You've played over at the Zellner a few times, all over different venues. It's great to see you in venues that that are new. Yeah, the record just sounds really really stunning. Yeah, his playing is over the top. It integrates well with the sound of the band. You have a knack for picking really great sidemen, I must say, for these quartet and trio projects throughout the years.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, I feel really lucky to be around great musicians a lot. And it, really my whole life as a musician, since going back to when I was a kid in Kansas City playing around clubs there, to be around great musicians of all kinds. And I sort of thrive on that. I mean, I always look as much as I can to be in settings with people who can really, really play, kind of seek out the best guys I can find, and this band is a really good example of that. I mean, I can't really think of any three guys right now I'd rather be playing with. It's just been incredibly fun, and the concerts have been going great. I mean, I think we've even gone to a whole place beyond where the record is already.
Yeah, playing live really does seem to be a highlight for you. I would think with most musicians it should be, but with you, you take really amazing joy, I can tell, on the stage. I've seen you countless times throughout 30 years. I've been a longtime fan, and I'm really glad to be chatting with you today. You hold playing live in a great importance by touring constantly, which is, of course, greatly appreciated by your fans. Yet the live recordings are so few on record. Any plans to expand on them? I know Neil Young is doing an archives, and he's putting out like some wonderful shows throughout his career. And any chance of that happening? Maybe not now, but in the future down the road.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I certainly have a lot of stuff that I've accumulated over the years. I mean, it's a funny thing with record companies who are not necessarily that enthusiastic about live records. I don't know quite why that is, but they seem to encourage you to do studio records more. But, I have to say, when I look back on the records that I have released, I mean, kind of my favorites are the live ones. I mean, you're right. Live playing sort of brings out a certain kind of energy that's hard to get in the studio.
Yeah. I met you briefly after one of the solo trio shows up at the Somerville Theater in '03, and you were milling that over. You said you were trying to figure out if it should be a live album or whatever, and I remember saying you should put out a double one, one of covers and one of new material or one of old. I've read in an interview that you definitely said you still feel great about listening to the old music on the old records. A lot of artists aren't into looking back, but does that inform how you go in the future by looking back a bit?
It's funny. I think that there are musicians who really, look back on their early stuff and go, "Oh my God, what was I thinking?" It's kind of not really that way for me. It's like, really back to the very, very beginning. It all seems pretty viable to me. It's like, I look at those tunes and I go, yeah, okay, well, that seems basically right. I mean, I feel like I have a lot more available now. I mean, because of the experiences that I've had, playing so much and just the amount of time I've spent being a musician. But at the same time, it's like, the early stuff sounds okay to me. I kind of wish I played better here, or, kind of wish I had written another section there or whatever. But I mean, mostly it seems like it feels like one big long record to me, to tell you the truth. It's not like I look back and think, like I was an entirely different person then or something. Mm-hmm. It seems all part of one thing.
Yeah, it seems like an organic, every work has an organic path. It starts, back in whenever you wrote it, and then as you perform it over time. I know pieces like Are You Going With Me and How Insensitive that you've done throughout the years. Every time, the solos are just they blow me away. They always, for me, they seem like they're the highlight of the show every time when I hear those solos. They just transcend,
that's right. I appreciate that.
The years, and you can see you can also see that you yourself are really, moving and growing and transcending with the years and the solos. So your career has always come with great change from project to project. In that, it also seems to be a cohesive link throughout the career. Is this a conscious effort maybe on your part, or it's just basically the organic process?
Well, yeah, I guess it's organic because it's very difficult for me to do anything different than the way I do it. I mean, I'm on one hand very stubborn about things. I really have a strong idea about how stuff should go, but beyond that, also a lot of stuff with me, it just sort of comes out that way. It's not like I really sit around and plan and plot. It's just sort of like, yeah, well, that's kind of what I sound like. That's what I'm interested in. That's what I'm curious about right now, mm-hmm. which is somehow connected to this other thing, which was somehow connected to this other thing. And it all goes together for me. So I guess in that sense it is a natural thing.
Right. Yeah, definitely the connection to 80-81 with the saxophone-led, quartet, which hasn't been around for you for a while, but it just sounds like 30 years have just gone by like just a week. It just seems.
That's kind of how it feels to me too. It's the thing about having a great saxophone player in there too is that it's a little bit like having a singer. There's an immediacy to that instrument that is just undeniable, and it's an incredible instrument for this kind of music, and to me, Chris is sort of the guy right now. So it's a very inspiring, little moment for me to have Chris in there and to be able to play these tunes and to be playing so many gigs. We are doing about 100 concerts with this band, so it's great.
That's great. It's good that I saw a couple of videos on YouTube from the tour, and it does sound really amazing. So I'm literally looking forward to the show on Tuesday night at Music Fest Cafe, Tuesday, July 31st, 7:30 p.m. Log on to artsquest.org for tickets. I'm sure there are maybe some available. Although Pat, you have a lot of fans, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was sold out. Any future plans? Got to ask this question. Any future plans for the Pat Metheny Group with Lyle Mays on keyboards?
Yeah, that'll be the next big thing. Looking forward to that too. The band has been around for so long. It's like I don't even know how many years now. And the key to it has been to take pretty long breaks. I have so many other things that I love doing that I want to do, and this time it's been kind of we've had other pauses along the way about the same length, and I'm really, really looking forward to and really ready to go back into that zone and kind of reinvent the wheel there too.
Well, great. We're looking forward to, of course, Pat Metheny Group album in the future. But this Unity Band project is really great, and some of the highlights for me are the Roof Dogs, the Signals. That was a sketch from the Orchestrion. Was that an extension of an idea from that piece?
Well, it's an improvised piece that uses a lot of the same techniques that I sort of developed over the course of that year with that project, yeah.
Well, it sounds really great, and yeah, the interplay between Antonio and Ben is really great. You can hear them really working the piece.
Definitely, and they're a great rhythm section.
Yeah, it sounds all good together. Chris Potter on sax and also baritone clarinet. I'm sorry, bass clarinet. Pardon me. And Pat Metheny on the guitar, synthesizer, and acoustic and electric guitars. Pat, I want to let you go on your way. I'm sure you have a lot to do today, but I want to thank you for coming to WDIY and taking a few moments out of your busy schedule to talk about the Pat Metheny Unity Band project. Pat's appearing this Tuesday at the Arts Quest Steel Stacks Music Cafe. Log on to artsquest.org. Thanks, Pat, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Sounds great. Great talking to you.
All right. Thanks.
Bye-bye.